Hello all, welcome in this video. My name is Krishna and today we are going to see that how we can deploy our Django application. So if you want to learn that how you can deploy your Django application, so you can continue watch this video and you will learn that how you can deploy the application. Okay. So in this video we are going to follow step-by-step approach to deploy our Django application. So we will follow here. So what we are going to do is we are going to create here a Python Anywhere account. So you can do what? You can head over to Python Anywhere on the sign up page. Because I'm assuming here you are new, like you don't have account on Python Anywhere. So you can do what? If you already have a existing account, so you can log in into it. And we are going to create a new account here. So let's create it. So let's see. So this is the application that we are going to deploy. Okay, so this is the currently running application which we will deploy, and this is the code. This is my GitHub repo, and this is the code which will deploy here Django app. This is a public repo, so if you don't have Django application, so you can also use it if you wish. Okay, so now I will end it. So now the next step is to clone our Django application. So what I will do is I will open here console tab. First of all, this is a default, we can say Python Anywhere dashboard where we have multiple tabs like dashboard, files, web tab, database sections. So this is a tab and let's open here one console. So in the first tab is to clone our Django application. Now there will be two ways to cloning. Now in the first way you can do what? You can keep your all Django application code in the root directory, which is not recommended. Here we will create a separate folder, separate directory, and inside that directory we will keep our Django code. So by using ls you can list out all the directories here. So let's create here new directory. So I will keep my directory name as Django and directory. Okay, so I will do ls here. So okay, now our directory is created and we cd into it. So now we are going to clone our Django application. So if you already have some Django application, you can do what? You can clone our application or you can use this. It is a public repo and you can check this out if you want. So I will clone it here. Okay, so it is cloning now. So okay, now it is cloned 100% and updating the files here. So in the next step, what we do? We install here environment wrapper, basically virtual environment wrapper, and by using that we will create our virtual environment. So first of all I will clear it. So let's install here virtual environment wrapper. So virtual env wrapper /win. By using that we can install our virtual environment wrapper. Okay, pip install virtual env wrapper /win. And now it is doing what? It is installing the virtual environment wrapper here. So it's saying already satisfied. If you want to check your Python version, so you can simply check here Python version and you will see the Python version here 3.10.5, which is good enough to start. Okay, so now the next step is to creating our virtual environment, because we have or now we have virtual environment wrapper. By using that create our virtual environment. So let's create a virtual environment. So we use make virtual environment command and we keep some environment name. I'm keeping my environment name as Django env. Okay. So it is now creating the Django environment here. So while the time, what I will do is let's create here our web tab. So going to the web tab section, while he's creating virtual environment. For that time you can do it. Let's create here virtual tab, so to save our time. And we are going to use here a manual configuration because we are going to use our existing project. So select this out. But if you want to use some new Django app, so you can choose this section. Okay. If you want to new app and Django, select this one. And if you want to use existing one, then choose this one. Okay. I'm going to use existing one, so I'm choosing this one. So it will do what? It will create one virtual web app basically, and by using that we can host our Django application. So this is basically the default is created one web app, and now we can also check here. Uh, so this is a default application which is created by PythonAnyWhere. Okay, so where we are going to host our Django application, where we are going to deploy our Django application. Okay, so that's the thing. And so let's see our environment is created or not. So it is still creating the environment. So while the time, what I will do is I will create another console tab here. Go to consoles and I will launch another console. You can use maximum two consoles here. Okay, so keep in mind. So let's okay. So currently our environment is created and successfully activated. So if your environment is not activated, so what you can do is you can let's say first let me deactivate it and then I will show you. So currently my environment is not activated. So you can simply write a command called work on, and it will do what? It will list all the environments which are available here. So currently there is only one environment as Django env. So by using work on basically we can activate our environment. Okay. So we can see here Django environment is now activated. So now the next step is to install the Django project requirements. By using that, our Django application is going to run. Okay, so we will install here all the requirements. So let's see what are the different requirements here for projects requirements. So I will go into that, cd into it, and ls. So this is our requirements.txt file, and by using that, we are going to install our install requirements here. So we do pip install requirement of txt, and it will do what? It will install all the requirements here. So it is now installing the requirements. So while the time he is installing the requirements, what we can do is we can set up some basic things like we can set up here virtual environment. So basically in virtual env section in this tab, basically you should have to write your environment name. Make sure your environment name is correct. Like let's say I'm taking some random environment name, wrong env, so we get here error like no virtual environment detected here. So make sure you are entering your correct environment name. Just enter here your environment name, it will automatically find the route here, find the path. So you can see that currently it is find at which path it is available. Okay. So now we have set up our virtual environment. Now the next step is to let's see here. It's installing yet. So now let's set up the whi file here because we should have to edit our whi file. So this is the default code which is for this application, default application, but we want to run here Django application, so we only keep this much code here. So we only require this. So I will do and paste it. So let me comment this out, decommit it. So I will explain you that where we have to mention what we have to mention here. Here we have to just change two things, like we have to provide here working directory where our manager.py file exists, and here we have to write our project name. That's only two things that we should have to change. And this is basically the working directory. This is a working directory where our manager.py file exists. Okay, where our manager.py file exists. Okay, and this is our site name, Django project name. So you can do what, you can find it out, Django project name here. So let's find our directory here, Django working directory. So let's go into console. So I will do here ls. Now currently we have here two files. There is one in readme.txt and there is one directory as Django directory. So I will cd into it and do ls. Again we don't have here manage.py file, so we go into it and again check. So now we have find our manage.py file. So now what we have to do is we have to copy this working directory, present working directory. So to find present working directory, we use pwd command. So by using that we can find the present working directory, and I will copy this present working directory and go into wsgi file and paste it here. Okay, and I will replace here. Now we don't have to enter this. So this is our working directory where manager.py file is. Now we should have to mention here project name. So project name, we can also find our project name. So let's see. So I will first of all I will clear this out and I will do else here. So I will go into employees here. Okay. Now let's see. ls. So this is our settings.py file. So you can do what? You can open this file. So by using cat command. Okay. So this is let me check this out. So we have required this WSGI application, basically application name. So this is our application name here. Like in my scenario, it is the employees app. So I will go into that and here I will paste my project name here. Okay. So this is going to be my project name. That's only two things we have to do. In first thing that we have to change the working directory, and the second thing is we have to change the project name. So after doing that, what we can do is we can save this, and what I will do is now the next step is to reload this. So let's reload it, and let's check our virtual environment. Okay, packages are installing. Okay. So let's check whether our application is running or not. So here we are getting something wrong. Actually our packages are not yet installed, so that's why we are getting this. So we can wait for some minutes while the time they are installing the requirements. So let me do this. So I will cut this out. Basically they are installing these packages, like our project required Pillow, MySQL client and Django. So these are the three requirements for our Django application. So he is currently still installing. PythonAnyWhere servers are little slow if you are using a free version of, so that's why it is not yet installed. So we can wait it. So okay, what we can do is we can do some other tasks while the packages are installing. So we can do here. We can create here databases while the time. So we can save our time. So let's go into database section here, and so basically first of all you should have to initialize your MySQL database. So you should have to provide some password here. So I will keep my database name database password very simple as admin 123456789. So this is going to be my password of database which I will use it. Okay. So let's create it now. I will enter password here. So we are initializing here MySQL database, and it will do what? It might take 1 minute and create the database. So once our database is initialized, so we will see the next step. So this is our database host which we are going to use. This is our username and this is our database name. Okay. So we need this while we change our database and we doing our database configuration. So let's see our installations. So internet is not yet is not done. So so now our packages like Django and MySQL commands are installed. So now what we can do is we can move to the next step. So currently we are getting here some errors. So what I will do is I will reload our tab because our packages are not installed. So due to that we are getting the errors here. So I will reload it, and after that we will see here what kind of response we are getting. And okay, so our Django application is now deployed. We can see here, but still we are not getting here CSS files. So we should have to do configuration of static files here. So let me make a refresh to make sure. Okay, so we are getting here. So now let's do settings of static files. So first of all, we should have to collect all the static files here. So I will do ls and we run a command called python manage.py collect static. Now to collect static, you make sure your static URL, static routes are already configured in your Django project and media files are also configured. Okay, so make sure it is already configured. Then only run this command. So you can do what? You can go into your Django project. You can open your setting.py file. So like you can see here in my project, it is already configured here static URL, static routes and media URLs, media routes. So we can do the same thing. Okay. So now our static files are collected here. So we can do it. We can go into our website. And here we can provide the URL static. So I will go here static and copy the static directory here like we are getting. So at this location our static files are available. So I will do this. Now we have configured our static files. To check it, what you can do is you can reload it, and so let's reload, and then we can see whether we are getting our static files or not. So let's, okay, it is loaded now. I will take a refresh. Okay, so we can see now we are getting our static files here. In this way you can configure your static files. Okay, so you can also configure here your media files as well. So that also we do later on. Let's first see the other steps. So now we have seen we have collected our static files, we have created our web apps. Now the next step is to configure a database. That's only is left here. So we have created databases as well. Like if you go into our database file, so you can see here we have already one database. If you don't, so what you can do is you can simply write here some database name and just click on create. It will create your database. Okay. So now our database is created. Now the next step is to connect our database, like connect this MySQL database with our Django application. So we have to change the database configuration in our setting.py file. So there will be two approaches. You can do it. You can go through this file section, or you can go through using this console as well. So whichever you can follow, you can follow. Okay. I'm going to use this way because maybe we have some of them are not familiar with the steps, so I will try to do as simple as that. So basically this is our database settings where we are going to change our settings. Currently we are using here DB SQLite database, so but we are going to change it from, we are going to use MySQL. So basically we should have to provide here database name, and after that we should have to provide here host, and okay, then we have to provide the user, then we have to provide here password, and then we have to provide here some port number, right, at which port is running. So we should have to provide this information to connect our database with Django. So first of all, we should have to provide here database name. So in my scenario, my database name is, so I will go to here and I will open the database tab here. Okay, so my database name here is Krishna. This is I'm using a default database. So what I will do is you can simply copy your database name and paste it here. Just paste all this database name. Don't see here a dollar symbol and equal kind of thing. So you can simply copy this all and paste here. Okay. So this is our database name. And after that, we should have to provide the host name here. So this is our host name. Okay. Like database host address here. So you can do it. You can copy this host and paste inside our host here. And then we need the user. So our user is this, and then you should have to write the database password which you have created. So my database password is this. So I will enter my database password, and then we write the here port number. So it is 3306 default. So if your database configurations are done successfully, so to check, what you can do is you can go into console tab. So I will do cd here, go into working project directory where your manage.py file exists. Okay, I will do ls, and now you can see this is my working directory. So now to check your database connections, what you can do is you can simply write a command called pythonAnyWhere With and run server. If your server running successfully, that means your database connections are done successfully. If it is not running successfully, that means you should have to configure it again and check the error if you are getting some. So run server, I am changing here port. So my database connections are successfully done. Let me do some wrong configuration here. So I will do what I will change that I will enter some invalid password. So just for demonstration purpose. So now it will load, it will reload. So you can see here now our database connections are misconfigured. So if your database connections are not properly done, so you will get some error. Okay, so make sure you are entering the correct username, password, database name. Okay, so that's the thing. Like here you should have to write your database name here. In the first case we have to write database name, then in the second case you have to write the host name here. Okay, so this is a host name and this is our username. This is our username, and after that this is our password. So this is our password and this is the default port. Okay, this is the default port here. So let's see our database connections are done or not. So now it is successfully configured and there are somewhere 19 unapplied migrations. So we can do what? We can apply the migrations here. So I will stop the server by using Control C, and we run here a command called PythonManage.py make migrations. It will do what? It will create a migration file which contains list of instructions that are going to be executed while applying the migrations. Okay, so we run it up. So okay, so now the next step is to run a migrate command to execute those commands basically. So we run here migrate command to create all migrations. So we can see here multiple migrations are applied here, and we are getting some warning here. Let's we fix it. If you want to see the applied migration, so you can do what? You can run a command called pythonmanage.py show migrations. It will do what? It will display you all the migrations here. Show migrations. So it will list you all the migrations. Okay. Okay. So now the next step is let's create a super user. By using that we will log in into dashboard. So let's create here Python manage.py create super user. So I will create here some super user. It will ask me username. I will keep as default. Email I will keep as blank, and I will keep my password as normal password. 1 2 3 4 5. No 1 2 3 4 5 again. So now we can our super user successfully created, and let's reload our tab here so that our application work well, because in PythonAnyWhere basically it is required to reload. So let's reload it. Whenever you are doing some changes, make sure you reload your tab, then only your changes are going to be detected. So let's reload it. So okay, so let's reload our site. So let's go into. So currently it is reloading, so that's why we are getting error here. So we can see now our site is running. So let's log in for admin panel. So this is our admin panel. So I will copy this username and I will enter my password 1 2 3 4 5 6. some data here, insert some data into it. So let's create some departments. So let's say there is a full stack developer, there is human resource management, and there is some backend developer. So now let's go back to our site and let's insert some data from here only. So let's say we want to add some data. So let's say name is Krishna Yadav and email ID. I will just random email ID. I will choose here from department here. Full stack developer. Enter some salary and I will choose image. So I will choose here image. So currently, if you see here, like if I currently show you, like there is no data available, so we are inserting here data. So let's see. So congrats, new employee successfully inserted. Okay. So let's take refresh here to check. So in this way, you can basically you can deploy your Django application on Python anywhere. So we have seen here different things like we have first created account, then we clone our Django application, then we set up WSGI files and static files, then database configuration. So in this way, you can deploy your Django application on Python anywhere. And thank you for watching this video. If you're getting any error while deployment, so you can do what you just simply make a comment. I will surely help you to fix your error. And thank you for watching this video. Thank you.